Is your pain caused by deep stress? An estimated 50 million Americans suffer from pain or illness not caused by injury or disease, including chronic pain, migraine, IBS, and many other conditions. Dr. David Clark is the author of They Can't Find Anything Wrong: 7 Keys to Understanding, Treating, and Healing Stress Illness. He's also president of the Psychophysiologic Disorders Association. Welcome, Dr. Clark.
Great to be with you, Desiree. Thank you.
Happy to have you on. Okay, so Dr. Clark, psychophysiologic is quite a mouthful. What exactly does it mean?
Yeah, it's just a combination of psychology and physiology. Psychology are the processes of the mind, and physiology, the processes in the body. And it turns out they're connected. And I kind of went an embarrassingly long time in my training before I finally realized just how powerful the brain could be in creating symptoms in the body, literally from head to toe.
And you mentioned the brain creating symptoms within the body. So what are considered stress-related, brain-generated symptoms, and how do they differ from traditional pain and disease?
Well, traditional pain and disease, the assumption is that if you've got pain or an illness, that it's got to be due to a disease or an injury. But it turns out there's a whole other category of causes of conditions like this, and that's the brain. And the brain is doing this because it's dealing with chronic stress at a very high level, sometimes stress from the far past, even in childhood, I found out, that can cause symptoms in the body that are every bit as real as symptoms caused by diseases of the organs or by injury. And these include things like migraines, as you mentioned, irritable bowel, fibromyalgia, ringing in the ears, difficulty swallowing, pain in the back, pain in the neck, the abdomen, the pelvis, pain in the joints, literally anywhere in the body. And the only common denominator is that you can have more than one of these symptoms at the same time. The good news is, and I don't want this to be a downer for your viewers, is that we've got effective treatment for this now.
And you feel that modern health care is kind of failing to effectively serve patients with psychophysiologic disorders or PPD. Why is that? And what's the first step to improve this, Dr. Clark?
Well, they haven't trained physicians or mental health professionals in how to diagnose or treat this, but that's changing. I'm teaching now in medical schools. There are medical schools all over the United States and in Europe and in graduate schools for mental health professionals, so it's really starting to catch on. Your viewers, if they're worried about this, they can start by assessing themselves with a quiz that we have on the endchronicpain.org website. It's a self-assessment quiz. Just 12 questions, take you 2 or 3 minutes, and you can, by answering those questions with a yes, the more of them that are answered with a yes, the more likely it is that you have one of these conditions. And that assessment then leads into abundant treatment resources we have for this. Personally, I've treated over 7,000 people successfully for this condition, so there's a tremendous amount of hope.
And Dr. Clark, can you share some of the most common PPD symptoms and how they're often triggered by deep stress?
The most common, I would say, include back pain, irritable bowel, fibromyalgia. I love to tell the story of a patient that I saw early in my career whom was admitted to my hospital with an attack of severe dizziness and vomiting. And when I went to see her, she said, "Doctor, don't waste your time with me. You'd be better off seeing your other patients." And when I asked her why, she had good reason, because she had been hospitalized at a major university 60 times over the last 15 years. But it turned out that all of her attacks of illness were linked to a significant stress in her life. And I was able to show her that connection. And in her case, just bringing that into conscious awareness, she was cured on the spot.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, Dr. Clark, I'm going to let our viewers know where they can take this test. And for more information, thank you so much for providing this. You can find out more by going to endchronicpain.org.